Hey guys, it's Deborah. Welcome to your dynamic warm-up for your feet. Today's routine is a beginner level warm-up designed to help you not only strengthen, but stretch out your toes, your arches, and your ankles, making this a total foot care routine. So go ahead and give yourself in this video a thumbs up if you're interested in improving your foot's mobility and flexibility. All right guys, there are a couple props that we do need for today's workout. The first is a lacrosse ball. We're gonna, the first 3 minutes, massage out the bottom of the feet to help break up the connective tissue. I like using a lacrosse ball, but if you have a tennis ball or a golf ball, you can use that. And if you don't have any of these, you can use your trusty thumbs. All you're going to do is press into the bottom of your feet and spread out the muscles all around to be able to help you break up the connective tissue that way. And the only other prop that we need is a towel so that we can do some toe squeezes to help build some strength in the bottom part of our toes. The thinner the towel, the more challenging that exercise is going to be. The thicker the towel, the bit easier it's going to be. So choose your level of difficulty based on how you are feeling today. All right, guys, so we'll come on up. You can do this routine in a sitting position or a standing position. I'm gonna stay close to the ground here so that you can see me as best as you can. Take your lacrosse ball, place it underneath your foot. I'll go ahead and start the timer. We have roughly a 15-minute long workout today. Most of these moves we're gonna be doing for 45 seconds each, so we're just gonna move right on through outside of this first move here and the very last move, which is a stretch. Okay, so I'll start the timer and begin by massaging out the ball of your foot. You don't have to move too fast, but enough where you feel pressure as you press your foot into the lacrosse ball or to your fingers or whatever you're using, and you feel resistance to help you break on up that connective tissue. So just like that, beautiful guys. All right, make sure you move onto the sides of your foot, both sides, and then also into your arch, all around the arch, and also to your heel. Don't forget the heel, it's just as important. A lot of times doing this can be so beneficial for any number of reasons. I know this is something that I do consistently before I go for a long walk. It was something that I did before all of my shifts when I was waitressing. I did have custom orthotics to help support my arch. I tend to have an arch that collapses from time to time. I've been really working my strength work there. But I find this has helped me so much to help prepare my feet for all that is asked of them. So, you're doing good out there. Beautiful. All right. Now we're gonna move to the second foot. Same thing, pressing your foot into the lacrosse ball or whatever you are using to help yourself massage out the bottom of your foot. You might notice some areas of tension, so spend some time there if that is more predominant for you. Otherwise, continue to move around into the arch, moving across the foot to both sides, inner and outer edge. You can move up and down, side to side, whatever helps you feel as though you're getting at that connective tissue. Not forgetting the heel. A lot of times there are those of us that experience plantar fasciitis, and this work can help be part of that rehab routine. This is feeling pretty good for me. Mighty, mighty good. My sweet spot's right there at the top of my arch, right in the center. Side to side, break it on up. Moving against the grain of the muscle. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and let that go. Next up, we're gonna press down onto all of the little toes and just lift up the big toe. So we're pressing into the little toe, lifting up the big toe, bringing some mobility, dynamic movement through our end range of motion. You can move up and down. Just make sure you stabilize the other toes while you move through your range of motion here. Be mindful of the condition of your feet, okay? I do this a lot, so I'm very familiar with where my feet is, but you don't have to move fast. All we're doing is waking up the joint, bringing some mobility into the big toe, and we're isolating it by. Now press onto the other toes and use your muscles to lift that toe now. Now we're not using our hand to guide it through our range of motion. We're using the muscular energy in the top of the foot. You might even feel some energy in the arch of your foot to be able to help you lift that toe. And honestly, I can feel it on up to my hip. My hip just pulsated over here. The muscles on the side. Outer thighs, and lift the hip stabilizing muscles, because honestly everything is connected. The health of your feet will be impacted by your hips and vice versa. All right, now we're going to move through the little toes. So stabilize the big toe and move through your range of motion for your little toes. Feels good to gain some flexibility and mobility. Excellent. And you're not having to move fast. Not here for a long time, just a mobilizing time. All right. Moving through. Now we're going to do the same things. This time, press down on your toes. Use the energy of your muscles to lift those little toes independently of your big toe. A lot harder, right? At least it is for me. You'll feel it on the pinky toe side of your foot, where all of those muscles in the top part of your foot are being engaged to help you lift up. Again, might also feel it a little bit in the arch and up through your hip. Beautiful. Up. Just like that. Up. Lifting those toes. Excellent. Now we're going to go to the other side. Pressing down or stabilizing the small toes. We're going to just move through our range of motion with guidance from our other hand, helping us move through this dynamic movement for the joint and the big toe. You got it, guys. Moving through. Loving it. Helping me feel nice and loose. It's so important to not forget that we have toes and fingers and to stretch them on out. Now we're going to lift using the muscles of our top of our foot and then stabilizing the small toes with our hands and just lifting that big toe. Up, down, just like that. You got it. Up. You feel those muscles? I know I can feel it. The top of my foot and my arch. Good job, you guys. Isn't this fun? I love learning about all the different areas of my body. Let's go ahead and now move those small toes only. So stabilize your big toe with your other hand and move through your end range of motion for your small toes, the rest of the 4 toes there. Yep, mobilizing ever so mindfully. If you've never done this before, It's so insightful to learn, one, how mobile and flexible you are in your toes, and then with our next exercise, how strong you are with those toes. Here we go. Press down into the big toe, lifting only with those small toes. Really challenging. As you can see, my toes don't lift very far, and my big toe wants to lift so bad, but I'm not gonna let it. And I feel this more on the pinky toe side of the top of my foot. If I can get my big toe to relax more, I can start to build that mind-body connection of which muscles that I need to engage in order to individually move my feet. I'm not there in terms of my own body's mobility, but I think that's a pretty cool place to be if you've ever seen somebody move their toes individually. So cool. All right, now grab your towel, and all you're going to do is take your toes and scrunch. Grab and scrunch. We just worked the top part of our foot. Now we're going to work the bottom muscles of our foot, of our toes, to be able to help wake up, mobilize the feet, warm ourselves up for whatever we have going on for the rest of the day. Great job, guys. Come on, keep going. You're doing excellent. You feel all of this though? This is a really difficult move. Now we're gonna go to the second side, second foot. Scrunch away. It has taken me a long time, and I still have a lot more work to do with my feet, especially my toes. I'm not sure if I will ever be at the capacity to individually move my toes. That would be a lot of work, but I do think it's fun. And I'm somebody that does have hammer toes from wearing too small of shoes for a long time, or inappropriate shoes for the longest time. And because I also have my hip injury, it has impacted my feet. So we can let that go. We'll come on down, and all we're going to do is draw our feet in together and then move them on out. So in towards me, big toes in, big toes out. Big toes in, big toes out. Now feel that in the ankles, moving in and moving out. Yeah. Inverting and everting. So as if we were, I suppose if you are standing, you can do this standing where you're just moving to the outer edges of your foot, and then you're moving to the inner edges of your foot. Now we're just going to point and flex. Point and flex. You can alternate if you rather do that. I think that's rather fun. Then you can concentrate on one specific foot, engaging those toes. Point, point, point. Point, point, point. And then flex, flex, flex. Flex, flex, flex. Yeah, notice the feelings in the back of the calf when you flex, and the muscles at the top of the shin when you point. So interesting. We engage the back of the legs with our flex. We engage the front of the legs with our point. And then we can do Barbie feet, which is both. All right, now we're gonna move circles. Circles with our ankles outwards before we move in the other direction. Waking up our ankles now. These are healthy movements that we always do, whether we are moving up and down the stairs, or we're pivoting on our feet, being more agile if we have to move out of the way of something falling or somebody hitting us. These are all the different ways in which we ask the ankles to move. So these exercises are functional in their capacity to be the baseline of that proper movement patterns. All right, we'll go the other way. So moving inside with our circles. All right, guys, your ankles are gonna be so warmed up after this. So proud of you. We only have one more move after that. after this, and then we're just going to stretch out our toes. Doing so good. Next move is actually pretty challenging. You got how are your ankles feeling? Good? Yeah, excellent. All right, now we're gonna come on up and I'm gonna stand, but what we're going to do is squeeze in between these two spots, the ball of the foot and the ankle, and try to squeeze them together. So we're squeezing and lifting the arches to the ceiling. Squeeze, lift the arch to the ceiling. Release, squeeze, lift the arch to the ceiling. Down, squeeze, squeeze. Try to keep the toes from scrunching in. I know that's really hard. Mine aren't exactly doing that either. Squeeze. Lifting the arch to the ceiling. Squeeze and lift. Such a good exercise. Squeeze. Just like that. Feel the strengthening in your arches. Excellent work. Excellent work. Now the last move, we're gonna come back down. We are going to curl the toes under, just like that. So curl them under, and then we're gonna sit back, okay? Curling them under, then we can sit back. Again, depending on how flexible your toes are, you might be here, and that's absolutely fine. You might be out here, that's absolutely fine too, okay? As you begin to press into the toes, you can feel the tendons, help them stretch. So continue to send the energy on out through your heels. And as you can move deeper into this, settle in and allow the body to adjust. Feel your body relax. You're gonna come on up if you can, allowing yourself to stay here. Exhale. And this is it, guys. This final toe stretch completes the entire total foot warm up today. And you can see how important it is. If you need to take a break, that's fine. Just come on up and relax. And it looks as though that is it. We are done. Congratulations. Go ahead, give yourself a round of applause because that was amazing. You just did so much good for your feet, and I couldn't be any more proud of yourself for being with me here today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Your feet are going to thank you, and I hope you enjoy whatever activity you have planned for the rest of the day, which is going to be using your feet. So if you haven't quite yet, do subscribe to Aline Postures, and I love you all so much. I will see you in the next workout.